winning 132 seats. This has put the wind back in the sail of the ruling party. More importantly, it has also brought the mojo back to the top leadership of the party, whether it's Prime Minister Modi, Home Minister Amit Shah and Party President JP Nadda. If you go back in time, after the results of the Lok Sabha elections on the 4th of June, you were hearing a very familiar narrative that this is Modi's graph is finished, he's on the decline, his third term is going to be a lame duck because he's dependent on pesky allies like Chandrababu Naidu and Nitish Kumar. Well, after Haryana first in October and then now after Maharashtra, all of that narrative is out the window. Because first in Haryana, where again they were coming back from behind, bucking anti-incumbency, bucking a double-digit trail to the Congress and Bhupinder Hooda, and again now in Maharashtra, which is the richest state in the country, over $500 billion economy, winning that state, that too after losing quite badly in the Lok Sabha elections 5 months ago. PM Modi has proven that all those who were quick to write his political obituary back in June were doing exactly that. They were too quick to jump the gun. He is back, the BJP is back, and now it is the opposition. It is the India Alliance. It is Rahul Gandhi, who all have to go back to the drawing board and figure out how to stop the Modi juggernaut. But first, the story of what was, like I said, a Maha Tsunami in Maharashtra.
कुछ लोगों ने अपने राजनीतिक स्वार्थ के लिए जिनको जनता ने अस्वीकार किया है, वे संसद को भी मुट्ठी भर लोगों के हुड़दंगबाजी से कंट्रोल करने का लगातार प्रयास कर रहे हैं।
TMC is not a player in either of these two states. I don't want to discuss issues that are not of great relevance to the issue that we are discussing, which is the election results.
সমস্ত বিরোধী রাজনৈতিক দল যদি লড়াই করতে পারে, আগামী দিনে নিঃসন্দেহে বিজেপি এবং নরেন্দ্র মোদী ভোটে যাবে।
All right, so has Modi found his mojo back? Like I said, the familiar narrative after June 4th was, Modi's graph is on the decline, that he's finally coming to the declining part of his political career. The third term is going to be lame duck. Allies like Chandrababu Naidu and Nitish Kumar are going to call the shots. All of that now is history. First with the Haryana win, which was an unexpected come-from-behind win, and this humongous win, a Maha Tsunami by the Mahayuti in Maharashtra, 234 for the alliance, 132 just for the BJP alone. Is that whole narrative that's been peddled for the last 6 months, is that now history? Ajay Alok is national spokesperson of the BJP, Sujata Paul is spokesperson of the Congress Party, Chetan Bhagat, author and election expert here on CNN News 18, and here in our studios, Rashid Kidwai, senior journalist, also election expert with us. Let me start with you, Sujata Paul. I mean, it was an incredible result in Maharashtra on Saturday. I don't think anyone expected this, neither Congress nor BJP expected 234. Maharashtra is the richest state in the country. It is $500 billion economy. It is a massive win, especially after what happened in the Lok Sabha just 5 months ago, where the Mahavikas Aghadi had 30 MPs and the Mahayuti had 17. In fact, the Congress has 13 MPs and 16 MLAs. That is the situation at the end of the election cycle just now. I mean, are we now done with this whole business about, Modi has lost his 56-inch ki chati, his mojo is gone, his body language is gone? Are we done with all of that?
My question to you, Zakka, is this the return of the narrative that he has a 56-inch ki chati? Well, the 56-inch ki chati, when you talk about a tsunami and a landslide, it reminds me of all the issues that plague the country. For example, the environmental issues. When you talk about landslides in 2023, the developmental projects in Uttarakhand have also seen 1,000 landslides. That is what it reminds me of. It reminds me of all the Hindu-Muslim narrative that is going on, and we've seen how the narrative is trying to be changed in Sambal. And why is that happening? The Prime Minister needs to explain. Manipur, where he has not gone, he could stop the war between Russia and Ukraine, and I think between Israel and Palestine also. But he will not talk about Manipur. Arey Manipur ka maan nahi bolte
Sujata Paul, you know, why don't we talk about Maharashtra? You've talked about everything else except Maharashtra. So let's talk about Maharashtra.
Absolutely. But what I'm talking about is these are the real issues which still plague the country. When we talk about Maharashtra, the first name that comes to my mind is Adani and Dharavi. But when you talk about Dharavi, you know that they've lost, right? BJP has lost over there.
Ma'am, there is 1 out of 16 constituencies where you
so
won.
What?
1.
So what? That means, listen, this is a democracy, Zakka. And you win some, you lose some. What about Jharkhand?
Tell me, tell me honest. Let's leave the
BJP.
political rhetoric aside. This is not a 160, 120 kind of a win. Okay, this is a comprehensive, you know, the word that Barack Obama once famously used was shellacking. This is a shellacking. This is what the Indian cricket team did to Australia in Perth. You know, winning by 200 and whatever runs that we won by. Surely, Sujata Paul, you need to introspect and figure out what happened. What went wrong?
Zakka, these are two different issues. Don't mix them up. I am talking about the Prime Minister and him being a tsunami. And you are talking now, mixing up what we have to do. Of course, we have to introspect and we have to make the make corrections and rectify whatever has happened. But definitely, the Maharashtra result has shown that people of Maharashtra want probably Mahayuti, but without Mr. Modi. That is what it is showing.
Again, see,
Because
again
in the
you're making
Lok
that whole same mistake again. Let me get Ajay Alok into this, but before that, here is some data points. All right, we mapped out on the map of Maharashtra. The Prime Minister held 11 public rallies. Admittedly, it is fewer than what he used to do before. These were the places where he had the 11 public rallies: Dhule, Nashik, Akola, Nanded, Pune, Solapur, Chimur, Amravati, Pavel, Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar and Mumbai. Of these 11, only one constituency, Akola, did not go to the BJP. 10 of them went to the Mahayuti. The Congress managed to win only one. These 11 places, Ajay Alok, directly or indirectly have impacted 106 constituencies, assembly constituencies. Of these 106, the Mahayuti won 86. Only 20 of those constituencies went to the opposition. And Sujata Paul says, oh, Modi is not back.
Well, Zakka, sometimes you forget mathematics and the tables what we have learned in class 2nd, 3rd, 4th. So Congress in those kind of nascent stages now. Let me remind her, 16/8 is 128. We are more than that. That means 8.5 times more than the Congress party, alone BJP. And if you talk of Mahayuti, we are somewhere numbering at 234 and these people are just 50. That means that is also 4.5 times more. So time for introspection and time for learning the tables again. We have been saying this 4th June that the fake narrative and the fake assumption was spread in the public, especially in Maharashtra and Uttar Pradesh, and both the states have shown that they are out of it now. Kaat ki handi baar baar nahi chadti hai. Uttar Pradesh Bypolls results 7 out of 9. And that to Kundarki, where without Muslim population it wouldn't have been possible. So they're all fake narratives are getting busted. Now stop showing this khatakat Samvidhan wala hisab kitab. Because these people, they don't respect the constitution. The example is the numerous and more than 88 amendments made by the Congress party in the Baba Sahib original constitution, including 42nd amendment, which just secular word and the socialist was embedded in the in the constitution, which actually is the murder of Baba Sahib democracy and Baba Sahib's constitution, what they have done by imposing emergency. Today Prime Minister Modi is just saying all these words and now people are listening and they are just regretting that yes, we fell into the trap of the false narrative of Samvidhan and Arakshan, but now it is nothing more. Now see, the biggest thing is it's a win of performance, it is a win of governance. What Maharashtra had seen in 2.5 years was Mahagadi model of governance, and in the next 2.5 years they have seen Mahayuti's model of governance, where coastal roads were built up, where the GDP was built up, where expressways came up, where Navi Mumbai came up, when new metro phases were introduced, the ease of living to food to the people is not what the duty of the government. That Prime Minister keeps on asserting.
Okay.
That ease of living for the people has to be done by the select all the governments what BJP or NDA has. And that's what we have been doing. And that's why Prime Minister is here for to say. But one person is vanishing from politics after losing 89 elections. That's their leader, Mr. Rahul Gandhi. And imagine today was the first day of the opening day of the winter session of the parliament. And leader of opposition missing.
Okay. Let me go to Chetan Bhagat. Chetan Bhagat, after the 4th of June, all right, we've lost Chetan. Let me ask Rashid this. So after the 4th of June, we heard 2 or 3, narratives. One is that BJP has lost support amongst Dalits. Now in Maharashtra, I have the data here. There are 29 reserved constituencies, 29 SC reserved constituencies. 20 of these were won by the NDA, only 9 by the India Alliance. So this whole Samvidhan Khatre mein hai narrative seems to have been busted here. That's number one. Number two, this whole business about, Modi has lost his mojo and, he's looking not like his old self. 56 inch ki chati is gone. I've just given the example of both Haryana and Maharashtra, the places where the Prime Minister rallied and the number of seats that his alliance or his party won. And the biggest thing, Rashid, is that on the other side, Rahul Gandhi is going on and on about 50% cap ko hata denge, caste census ko kara denge. I mean, ultimately, if there are ideas you're putting forth in front of the people of this country and the people of this country are not buying those ideas, then you need to go back to the drawing board. You need to come up with new ideas. You need to come up with better ideas. Now, my question is, the BJP figured out in June, look, there's a problem. Dalits went away from us. Some major communities went away. For example, in Maharashtra, Marathas went away from us in Marathwada. 46 seats. We were all talking about Jarange Patil through the run-up to the election. 46 seats, 40 of those seats won by the NDA. So there is some course correction that they've done between June and November. My question is, will the India Alliance, the Congress Party, Rahul Gandhi, will they also course correct? Because two significant elections, two elections which the Congress and the India Alliance should have won, Haryana and Maharashtra, they have not just lost, they have lost it badly.
Yes, so I think Zakka, that's what you are saying is a part of problem, because the Congress in last 48 hours I have talked to some senior Congress leaders. There is a lot of frustration and anger is not directed against Narendra Modi or BJP, but the way elections were fought in Haryana and in Maharashtra. The problem is there is no institutional mechanism. The Congress Working Committee did not meet even after Haryana and this crisis. There is no sort of date that has been announced that the Congress CWC will meet. Not that CWC is a forum where these things would be discussed. You will be, Zakka, surprised that the electoral losses Congress suffered in Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh way back in December 2023. Those panels have not submitted their reports. So there is no introspection, there is no discussion, and that is leading to, and there is no talking point. So therefore, there is a lot of anger. Of course, Sujata is putting a very brave face, but the fact of the matter is, Congress is back to pre-June 4th, 2024 situation, and there is a crisis of confidence. And the India Alliance practically is over in the sense that Mamta, AAP, they are already their distance. Now, other political parties like Uddhav Thackeray, Shiv Sena, and NCP, Sharad Pawar will also distance themselves from.
I want to come to this whole India Alliance question. Chetan is also joining us. So the India Alliance was formally announced, incidentally, one of the big rallies that they had when all these leaders came together was in Mumbai. Yeah. I think it was
born in Mumbai.
Yeah, in the summer of 2023. That's where the India Alliance got formally, the name and the acronym and stuff came. After that, there have been 12 elections, Chetan, of which 9 the BJP or the NDA have won. Only 3 have been won by the India Alliance. Now, my question is twofold. One that I asked Rashid, will the India Alliance, the Congress Party, go back to the drawing board and figure out, okay, this is not working, people are not buying this. So what do we sell to them that they will buy, number one? Will they do that? And two, what happens to this idea? The India Alliance came together because, they said democracy is under threat, Modi is a dictator, he's authoritarian, he's going to Samvidhan ko badalne wala hai and all of that. None of that is selling. None of that people are willing to buy. So then what is the rationale? What's the glue to keep the India Alliance parties together?
But the glue is it's an anti-Modi, anti-BJP alliance, which is, allowed. It's okay. It's legit. You can do that. But then the question is, how far can it go? Because when you're anti something and for, we don't know what you're for, then, you run out of steam, because if the person you're anti makes some corrective steps, if they kind of gave the impression that they're going to want 400 seats and they want to change the constitution, right or wrong, if they clarify, and of course they cannot now with 240 seats, they've taken that steps. So now they've knocked the wind out of this campaign ki Samvidhan khatre mein hai, Samvidhan to khatre mein nahi hai. And now they need to recollect and redo it. In the Lok Sabha election, they still were able to consolidate some of this vote. But state elections are different. There are lots and lots of local issues, which someone just said that it is not just Modi's victory. Okay, fine. It's not just. Of course, it's not just. But definitely their leader is far more popular than Rahul still. Rahul did make gains in the June 4 elections, but everybody in the media said, and all the experts said, this is great, but we need to see more evidence. And the evidence was Haryana, Maharashtra, and Jharkhand. And Maharashtra and Haryana were big surprises, and that evidence shows that there is no secular trend of the people of India moving away from BJP and going towards Rahul Gandhi, going towards Congress. It's just not there. Caste census, you just mentioned, Zakka. Okay, I'm a lower caste person. I get it. We need a caste census, fine. But then what will happen? What is the final delivery? There is 50% reservation right now, for example. Are you going to make it 80%? I'm not saying right, whether that will be right or wrong. Guys, I'm not supporting more reservation, less reservation. I'm saying you have to say, okay, if I'll do the caste census and there will be 90% reservation. But right now, it's not very clear. He just says we need to have this census. Firstly, when will it happen? When will we know? And then what will we do with it? So it's not enough to get the Hindu vote to split at all. And even in Maharashtra, they were not able. Look at the vote share of BJP and all the Shiv, Sena and NCP. It's 49%.
Yeah.
Right? There's still 50% of people who don't vote the BJP. There is still, even now, with all the schemes, everything. But that vote is super scattered. 17% vote share was for others. People are voting for others and not for your alliance.
Yeah.
That's something to think about. That at least, okay, you can't convert the BJP voter, but what about that 17%? Why did they vote for these parties that had no chance of coming in power? They said, we'll rather vote them than the FBA. So there is a very big issue, boss. And you are not going to, the problem is, Zakka, is too much denial right now. The results were a shock. BJP just crushes souls. They don't just sometimes defeat. They take away your soul, and it must be soul crushing to know what the hell has happened and to say, you know what, tomorrow is another day. It doesn't happen like that. There is the denial phase. We are in the denial phase. Next week, it'll be acceptance. And then they'll maybe take some steps. But today, we are in denial.
No, but Chetan, here's the thing, right? Politics is all about momentum. It's all about seizing the moment, right? And what June 4th presented, despite the fact that, at the end of the day, 240 is still 240, right? Mr. Modi still came back to power. But what June 4th did was give the opposition, the guys who got 99 were acting like they'd crossed 272, right? That's momentum. That's seizing the moment.
Momentum. See, if you look at stock market, which are the best performing stocks? Not the one with the most profit, the ones with the most growth, the ones that show the current seats 99 doesn't matter. What people were excited, or they were excited, is this 99 is going to become 149, 199, 249, 309. That trend was the excitement. That 45 se 90 hua hai, abhi badhte hi jana hai. But that has not happened. So now there is nothing to celebrate because 99 is way less than 240.
So, Shujata Paul, the point I was trying to make was, had you, managed to continue that trend by winning Haryana and by winning Maharashtra, of course, if the 30 MPs and the 17 MPs of Mahayuti converted, if the Lok Sabha projections, converted into the assembly, you would have won. You would have won with 154. But today, you barely have 50, right? 50 is where the India alliance is. What that has done is, it has completely thrown a spanner in your works, because what are the elections that are coming up next? Delhi, I don't think Congress is a serious player in Delhi. Bihar, end of next year, Ajay Alok is from Bihar, he can tell me if Congress is a serious player in Bihar. And then in 2026, you have Tamil Nadu, Kerala, West Bengal, maybe in Kerala, the UDF has a chance. I don't know. Maybe you do. And then you have in 2027, early 2027, you have Uttar Pradesh, which is the biggest prize. Now, you tell me, between now and the next year and a half or the next 2 years, where is it that the Congress can change this narrative back again to seize the momentum? You had the momentum after June 4th. You had it going into Haryana. You lost a bit of it. You had it going into Maharashtra. You've lost all of it. Now, where will you change it for the next year and a half?
Zakka, I am really surprised that when the Prime Minister kept saying 400 par, and he took such a huge beating in the Lok Sabha elections, none of you asked this question of him. Why were you going crazy about 400 par? It was like he said 400 par, but mile nahi. So that was as sweetly said.
No, but we all said.
Question, ma'am.
The mojo is gone, the body language is gone, the graph is declining. Everybody said this. Newspapers were saying it, TV channels were saying it.
I'm glad you're saying it. So, when you talk about changing our attitude, definitely. You think this hasn't jolted us? Of course it has jolted us, because this is not what we were expecting. But we have also seen the kind of management that the BJP did, which you all call micromanagement. And definitely, there are various places that are a huge question mark for us, like Shinde, Palli, because money was being distributed, or there were various other things which were happening, but EC was not taking note of it. Our problem is that we are fighting this battle alone, whereas the ruling party has the entire system with it, and even, whether it is the institutions or the media or everybody. But when you talk about the people, did you see pictures today of a particular village where people had voted for the Mahavikas Aghadi, but the result showed that from that constituency there was a 0 vote. So when you are talking about all this, we also need
these
to
are all
listen.
1 or 2 instances here and there that you can cite. But let's be clear about this. The bottom line is, 2 states which you could have and you should have won, going by what happened in the Lok Sabha, you've lost. And thereby, you have ceded initiative, you have ceded momentum to Mr. Modi and to the BJP, something that you had post June 4th.
Look, Zakka, we say Janta Janardhan hai, but what is the BJP saying? The BJP spokesperson just blamed the people by saying the false narrative was spread by the India Alliance. Is he trying to say that people of this country are not intelligent enough to understand what is happening? And I would definitely like to add over here that when we talk about the caste census and reservation, these are still huge issues, and you wait and watch. When in Maharashtra, the smaller parties are going to be decimated by the Prime Minister, and we are seeing all that unfold. Why are questions not being asked?
Ajay Alok, again, at the end of the day, the opposition has been given a shellacking. No one expected the Congress to be reduced to 16 seats and the Mahavikas Aghadi to get barely 50. Now, my point is, they are saying that ultimately, 2 things worked for the BJP and the Mahayuti. One was Ladki Behan. You've basically given a bribe to all the women voters in that state. And second is this whole Batenge, Katenge, Hindu-Muslim polarization. Ultimately, brass tacks, you came back to Hindu-Muslim. That's what won you the election. Please respond.
First of all, बटेंगे तो कटेंगे, एक हैं तो safe हैं, एक हैं तो नेक हैं. This slogan has gone into the mass. In every road, every street, you can find that. Second, you said we have bribed by giving Ladki Behan Yojana. What they did in Jharkhand? Maiya Samman Yojana. And all the ED, CBI and all the agencies are with us. That's what Congress spokesperson was saying. Then why should we would have lost in Jharkhand? We should have won that also. Learn to respect the mandate of the people. This is the problem. And second problem is you don't have the seriousness of the purpose. You are in politics, you should be serious about why you are in politics. You are a political party, you have to be serious in your purpose. Today, as I said, it's an opening day of the Parliament winter session. Have you seen any country in the world where on the opening day of the Parliament session, leader of opposition is absent? Do you call this seriousness? And then you will blame the BJP is responsible for it. If we raise the question. There are multiple issues. I don't want to dwell into what Congress is going through and what Congress, for us, The more Congress finishes up, it's good for the country.
So
Look what they have done to Karnataka, look what they have done to Himachal.
Let
No
me-
governance, absolutely.
Let me play out, since Ajay Alok brought this up, this is the first day of Parliament today. The Prime Minister was there, and he usually, when a session begins, he addresses the press, he speaks to reporters just before entering the Parliament building. And please notice, ladies and gentlemen, the body language change, the aggression that you're seeing from the Prime Minister. I mean, Chetan was here in our studios, Rashid was here on Saturday when the Prime Minister addressed the victory rally at the BJP headquarters. That was a sneak peek of how these two elections have changed the whole dynamic. Today you got more evidence of that. Just play out a small portion of that bite, and then I'll get both Chetan and Rashid back into the discussion.
उनका अपना मकसद तो संसद की गतिविधि को रोकने से ज्यादा सफल नहीं होता है, और देश की जनता उनके सारे व्यवहारों को काउंट करती है, और जब समय आता है तो सजा भी देती है। 2024 के लोकसभा के चुनाव के नतीजों को और अधिक ताकत दी गई है राज्यों के द्वारा, और अधिक बल प्रदान किया गया है। जनता जनार्दन की भावनाओं का आदर करे, वो जनता की उम्मीदों पर कभी भी खरे नहीं उतरते हैं, और परिणाम स्वरूप जनता को बार बार उनको रिजेक्ट करना पड़ रहा है। कुछ लोगों ने अपने राजनीतिक स्वार्थ के लिए जिनको जनता ने अस्वीकार किया है, वे संसद को भी मुट्ठी भर लोगों के हुड़दंगबाजी से कंट्रोल करने का लगातार प्रयास कर रहे हैं।
See, Rashid, you've heard the Prime Minister, you've seen his body language. Clearly, he's a different man from what happened on June 4th. In fact, his spin is that the mandate on June 4th has now been strengthened by the states. So basically saying that Haryana and Maharashtra have strengthened the mandate of June 2024.
Yes, Zakka, I think it has enhanced longevity of Mr. Narendra Modi government, a coalition government. This is absolutely true. And you look at the Congress, you see Mr. Alok is making an issue about Rahul Gandhi's presence. If Rahul Gandhi had some more, pressing issue, if he was traveling out or he's not well, it should have been, stated, it should have been said on a Twitter or in any media platform. So we don't know, what is happening. And this is the biggest problem. The grand old party, Zakka, is being very allergic to change. You look at the kind of, the managers, party managers who were there in Haryana, same people, same, Bhupesh Baghel and Ashok Gehlot combination was brought in Maharashtra. The same, KC Venugopal continues to be there. Same Sunil Kanugolu, who was responsible for, so to say, Haryana debacle. All these things are there. So this is really causing a lot of frustration.
But if it's about the managers and if it's about the people around Rahul Gandhi, why doesn't he change them? I mean, ultimately, he is going to be judged by whether he wins or loses elections.
That is what Sri
And if he's
Lanka
losing
can
election
answer.
after election, then why doesn't he change
First, he
them?
has to change.
Rashid.
Yeah.
Rahul Gandhi needs to change himself first.
You can see, Zakka, we know that many political parties have outsourced, this poll strategy, candidate selection to, individuals and company, we call it as, sort of poll strategist. And strategists are failing and faltering, whether for a consideration or, see, this is something
Rashid,
that is
with due respect, I mean, this is the whole Prashant Kishore argument, right? Chetan, I mean, look, strategists can get you this far and no further, right? Ultimately, people are voting not for strategists, people are voting for political...
See, ultimately,
but ultimately people are voting for candidates or parties or a certain vision that parties are putting forth, right? That's what motivates people to vote.
Good advisors can definitely help, but ultimately it's the good leader that matters to people. And I think you should be able to tell a 8-year-old very clearly, why is it better? Why is India's future better under Congress rule than the BJP's current rule of a little bit of Hindutva, a little bit of nationalism, and certain focus towards, like the Prime Minister in the victory speech of Maharashtra said, I want to make it the top 3 economies of the world. It was top 10, then it's top 10. He's talking about that in a state assembly election. It also shows a certain vision. I know it's like, why is it seems a little out of place. Why is he talking about that there? But he's saying, I am, whatever it is, whether right, wrong, whether it'll happen naturally, but that's the vision. I want to make it one of the biggest economies in the world. Here, I kind of get a sense that the Congress wants equality, somewhat justice. But then how is it better? How is it better for India? Tell a 8-year-old, why are you better than what is the current system? And we don't know yet. We kind of know that we keep talking about how to consolidate this vote, how to cut that vote, how to cut that vote. What did the Congress do? I mean, they allowed the Shiv Sena in 2019 to come on board, made them the chief minister just to keep BJP out of power. It was clear. And who has suffered the most? I guess Uddhav Thackeray Sena, but also Congress. For no reason. They never got the power in 19. They never got the power now. But they have become insignificant because they tried to be, what were they trying to do at that time? On one hand, you say, we want justice, we want fairness, we want to play by the rules, and then you do that to the BJP then. And today the people punished you because they said, dude, we wanted a BJP government. We wanted a BJP Shiv Sena government. Why did you allow this to happen? And now we'll give so much mandate to BJP that there is no way you can even think of doing anything like that. It's as simple as that. Now you have to apologize to people. Why don't you apologize to people that we did a mistake? Is it so bad? Why did we do this when the last time, 2019, why can't you be humble and say, what can we do better? You think there is a shortage of ideas in this country. You think there's a shortage. But like the whole thing that we got it, now we're on the uptrend, 99. Now it's 199, 299. Ab to bas yahi hona hai. We are natural. It's defaulting to us.
Yeah.
It's like, in tennis, unforced errors. Ab to hamara set hai. It doesn't work like that. You're dealing with some of the best politicians on the planet. BJP senior leadership
is bang on right. Congress went on this default mode. अभी तो मोदी का तो खत्म हो गया, अभी तो हमको ही आना है, उनका तो डिक्लाइन में है, हमारा तो ऊपर ग्राफ उड़ रहा है. They went on this default mode thinking that the Dalits who voted for them in 2024 general will continue to vote for them. The sections of Marathas who went away from BJP will continue to vote for them. They basically went on default mode.
That is all right, but in democracy, defeat is very much part and parcel. I mean, you see, the BJP was formed in 1980. When did it come to power? In 2000, in 1996 for 13 days for the first time. What I'm saying is, this is not a case for, when is the case of apology?
No,
someone has to win and someone has to lose.
The point is, from 2014 onwards, the BJP and Mr. Modi's curve has been on the ascendant, right?
So from
2024 was a blip or an aberration. The Congress, the India Alliance could have taken advantage of that aberration and said it's not just a one-off. This is the beginning of the decline. Now, they can't say that anymore. वो moment तो खत्म हो गया. That moment is gone. Now they have to wait till God knows what the next election is where the Congress can say that, okay, Mr. Modi's graph is down. No. Here was an opportunity. This is why I go back to what I said. Politics is all about seizing the moment. It's about momentum.
Zakka,
that momentum is gone now.
So, Zakka, do you think that from 1951 till 1977, the opposition was good for nothing?
But we are not living in 51 to 77.
I'm just making
we are living in the post 2014 era. For the last 10 years, Mr. Modi is the de facto power center.
Yes, so was Indira Gandhi. So was Nehru.
But who's saying they're good for nothing? We are not saying they're good for nothing. That's your words. You just said that.
You are saying
we never said they're good for nothing. It's just that they should apologize for making the MVA. Yes.
Why?
The people voted for Shiv Sena and BJP in 2019 or not? And what was the MVA? Okay, you call it
what about NCP Ajit Pawar?
Correct. But he's not the one, the main party.
So
no.
do you think that Mahayuti will apologize? See, these are not in the ambit of politics.
So you are saying what the Congress did, pulled the rug under the BJP, told Uddhav, we'll make you the CM in 2019. Come, we'll make this alliance, which is unthinkable by Bala Sahib, that Congress people and Shiv Sena people are together. Yes. And you feel it is perfectly okay.
Yes, as much as the BJP alliance with PDP in Kashmir.
No.
It's okay. See, again, it's going back around.
But the people didn't. It wasn't okay. No, it wasn't okay.
Here's the thing. if you are being politically opportunistic, if I can use the right word, and that's what Congress and NCP were. Ultimately, Sharad Pawar was the sutradhar of this Mahavikas Aghadi. Fair enough. The situation presented itself in such a way. You took advantage of it. You made Uddhav the Chief Minister. And then in 2.5 years, you lost your government because, a chunk of Uddhav's MLAs went away. But my point is, if you were taking advantage of that opportunity back in 2019 to make Uddhav the CM, undercutting the mandate of the people, then surely why were you reluctant to name him as your chief ministerial face? Simply because you didn't have the conviction. Because
That's
you
a fair
knew
point.
that a Congress voter will not vote for Uddhav. And vice versa, Uddhav's voters will not vote for the Congress because for 50 years you've been at each other's throats. Anyway, we leave it at that. I want to move on to the second part. This is on the Constitution, since everybody was talking about the Constitution, Samvidhan Khatre Mein and so on. Tomorrow is Constitution Day. Again, there's a bit of a political back and forth that's going on between Congress and BJP on this. November 26th. There's going to be a function in the Parliament. The President is going to address. The Vice President is going to address. Of course, tomorrow is significant because it's the 75th year since the adoption of the Constitution. Now, the Modi government, like I said, is kicking off this event in Parliament at 11 o'clock, for which it'll be at the Central Hall, for which, like I said, the President will be addressing, the Vice President will be addressing, the PM and the Leader of the Opposition will be there, but they will not be speaking. But the Opposition has written to the Speaker saying that this is a slight to the India bloc leaders, saying that they're not being allowed to talk. The Centre has now responded by saying that, look, the leaders of the opposition of both houses, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, have been invited. They'll be present on the dais along with the President when the function happens. The Congress now has in fact planned an event of its own, a 2-month-long campaign called the Samvidhan Raksha Abhiyan. It's being launched tomorrow by the Congress. And I want to go back to our guests, Ajay Alok, Sujata Paul, and of course Rashid is here as well. Sujata Paul, again, I come back to that. In 2024 Lok Sabha, you ran a campaign, and the BJP can call it false narrative, fake narrative, whatever it is. The proof of the pudding is in the eating. You won seats. You won substantial number of seats in Dalit-dominated constituencies, in Maharashtra, in Uttar Pradesh, but it didn't work. It didn't work in Haryana, it didn't work in Maharashtra. Now you're going back to the familiar old tune of Samvidhan Raksha Abhiyan. But Samvidhan is safe, right? Ek hai to safe hai, to Samvidhan safe hai. So what Raksha Abhiyan is this?
The Samvidhan says unity in diversity, not unity in one man. That is the difference. And as far as the Samvidhan Raksha Divas is concerned, Yatra is concerned, it is very important for us because the Samvidhan is really under threat, and you will see it very soon in the states that the BJP has won. When you see the smaller parties getting decimated, the fact is that when the Prime Minister now talks about the Samvidhan, raises the Samvidhan to his head, and they also go on a yatra, then make no mistake, what we have been saying is the reason for it. The reaction of the BJP has shown that they realize that talking about the Samvidhan is what the people of this country want. If you're going to attack the Samvidhan,
but Sujata Paul, I'm asking you the same question. That Samvidhan Khatre Mein Hai has been demolished by the Maharashtra result.
No, not at all. Then what about Jammu Kashmir and Jharkhand? What about Karnataka Bypolls? What about various other places? So please let's not get into it because this is
Ajay Alok, they are still defenders of the Constitution. Mr. Modi and his government are out to finish the Constitution. They are still firmly believing that is a political messaging that they want to stick on. आप बताइए. They are now saying कि आपने LOP को तो invite ही नहीं किया, उनको बात करने के लिए you're not allowing them. इसीलिए संविधान खतरे में है.
See, both the leader of opposition in Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha have been invited. They will be on the dais, but the speaking part will be done by the President, Vice President, and the Prime Minister. This is a set protocol for the Constitution Day. There is no change in it. Now, the Congress talks of Constitution, Zakka, one really loves to laugh. I mean, these are the people. We embraced Constitution in 1950. In 1951, it was enacted. They have done 86 amendments during the rule so far. And all majority of the amendments were done in the name of what we say is done in the name of appeasement. One of the biggest was 42nd Amendment, what I mentioned last time, when the emblem of the Constitution was changed. They don't have any respect for Baba Saheb Ambedkar. It took them it took almost 45 years for Baba Saheb Ambedkar to get a Bharat Ratna. And there were prime ministers in the Congress party who took Bharat Ratna while they were living and within the office. The great Nehru ji, the great later Indira Gandhi ji. And Rajiv Gandhi was given immediately after death. But Baba Saheb, likes of Baba Saheb and others, have to wait for 40 years, 45 years.
No, but Ajay Alok, if you are
This is their faith
saying
in the
that
Constitution.
secular and socialist
Rahul Gandhi can go and flash.
secular and socialist was not envisaged by Ambedkar or the other founding fathers, then hata dijiye na secular and
No,
socialist.
it was not there in the emblem. It was not there in the emblem.
So hata dijiye,
That's
what are
I'm
you
saying.
waiting for?
I'm calling. No. I'm just calling their respect for the Constitution. This is the respect for the Constitution. He keeps on flagging the Constitution all the time. Khatakati khatam ho jayega, Samvidhan badal jayega. But when he goes to US, he says, yes, we are going to finish reservation when the time comes. This is there in the mindset.
Rashid.
Zakka, I think
What to do with that?
My
The
friend,
contradictions are always there.
Okay, let
Zakka,
Rashid
I think my friend, Ajay Alok is happy to be unhappy in, sort of continuation of secularism and socialism in Indian Constitution. Here is a political party that, removed Article 370 because it felt strongly about it. But the same thing is not there about, removing these two words that Ajay Alok says, not part of preamble and were included. So what kind of, double standard, the BJP has relating to it? If somebody is saying, save the Constitution, what is the harm in it? A Constitution needs
save
to
the
be
Constitution from what, Rashid?
From any
I asked the same question to the
They have
opposition.
failed the Constitution so many times.
And in
You are saving the Constitution from who?
No. And every constitutional
from
amendment,
what exactly?
Every constitutional amendment was not, anti-democracy or, anti-constitution, spirit of constitution. Lot of, I can go on.
So one can argue the same thing
precisely.
about abrogation of Article 370.
Absolutely. So
It was not anti-democratic. It went all the way up to the Supreme Court.
No, Mr. Ajay Alok is making it look that as if, the 76 amendments that had taken place during the Congress rule were wrong.
What I'm asking you, Rashid,
not correct.
When you are saying that somebody can say save the Constitution, but what are you saving the Constitution from?
See,
Or who
Zakka,
are you saving the Constitution
needs to
from?
be saved at every moment of our public life. There are so many points are there from Sambhal to Manipur. One can argue. So therefore, Constitution needs to be protected.
Okay.
It is not
From
a document
Sambhal
that
to,
is be kept.
Okay, from Sambhal to Manipur, Constitution needs to be protected. Ajay Alok.
First of all, I would like to ask Mr. Rashid Kidwai, was there Waqf Board in our original Constitution? Was there? It was never there. It was introduced in 1954, then 64, then 95. All the innumerable powers given to Waqf Board. What for? Wasn't that an appeasement politics?
Now, how is it?
I mean, out of 86 amendments, what we are talking about, it's all done to destroy the spirit of Constitution. This is the point, which you are conveniently avoiding.
But
all these amendments, majority of them have been done in the name of appeasement.
ना संभल में जब दंगे होते हैं, 4 लोग मर जाते हैं, तब भी संविधान तो खतरे में ही है ना.
संभल में दंगे प्लान करवा के करवाए जाते हैं. It was all planned. 4 ट्रैक्टर पत्थर लाके घरों में रखा जाता है. Who is doing it? Now we are investigating and they are running for their life.
Planned by the BJP.
Okay.
The policemen were attacked. 20 policemen are injured. One has got a gunshot injury. And I'm telling you, it's again a planned move by this left urban Naxals and these radicals just to create disturbances in the country.
The debate tonight is not on Sambhal, so I want to come back to the Constitution. Final words, Jata Paul. In the Lok Sabha election, you went and said, oh, why does Modi need 400 seats? If he gets 400 seats, he will change the Constitution. He will take away reservation from Dalits and other deprived sections, right? Now, Mr. Modi does not have 400 seats. So, Samvidhan khatre mein nahi hai. He can't change the Constitution without 400 seats. 240 mein to change nahi kar payenge na. So, फिर that threat is gone. तो फिर किससे बचा रहे हैं आप संविधान को? Who are you saving the Constitution from?
Zakka, the Prime Minister had the ED, CBI, income tax. Have you forgotten Ajit Pawar taking oath?
What has that got to do with Constitution, yaar? Constitution or ED, CBI से क्या लेना देना है?
Get 400. That is what the thing is. But the fact is that
no relevant answers.
It talks about protocol, that there is a set protocol. I want to understand whenever they change protocol because the Congress party had done this, done that, then it's okay. But when we are saying that let the opposition speak, and I'll tell you why. because Parliament is the place where the opposition has a chance to speak. The government owns the government. The party in power owns the government. And the party which is in opposition, they own the Parliament. This is what Baba Sahib had said. And let me clarify. Let me clarify. To think that Bharat Ratna was given to Pandit Nehru by Dr. Rajendra Prasad. Please don't insult him by questioning it.
Okay, I got to wrap up. And I'll say this again.
Shame on you for saying that.
I will wrap up. I will wrap up by saying by saying this, that this idea that if Mr. Modi gets 400 seats, he will change the constitution, he will take away a reservation, found a few takers. Now the BJP can call it fake narrative. It was based on a morphed video of Amit Shah. All of that is fine, but the BJP, having recognized that that was one of the problems, having recognized that that is what cost them seats in Maharashtra and Uttar Pradesh, went back to the drawing board and made amendments. The Congress, on the other hand, and this is really where they missed an opportunity both in Haryana as well as in Maharashtra, that they went into this default mode thinking that, look, Haryana and Maharashtra are going to vote exactly like they voted in the Lok Sabha. BJP is going to be thrown out of power in both of those states, and we are coming, and this will continue that trend that started on June 4th, that Modi is on the decline. Well, guess what? That narrative is now busted. That graph is now turning again. And the opposition has to go back to the drawing board, figure out the hard ideas, do the hard yards, and figure out how they can beat this election-winning machine that is the BJP and this election-winning juggernaut that is Mr. Modi. Quick break. When we come back on the other side. By the way, it's not like the BJP completely swept everywhere. They lost 3 seats. 3 bypolls in Karnataka, big state. And remember, for the last year and a half since the Congress came to power there in that state, we've all been talking about is CM versus Deputy CM, DK Shivakumar versus Siddaramaiah. 3 constituencies, all 3 lost by the BJP. 2 out of those 3 constituencies, by the way, were being fought by sons of former chief ministers. And they both got defeated. So let's find out why and what the implications may be on the other side of this break.
And many others are injured in the clash between the protesters and the police personnel that happened on Sunday here in Sambal area. I'm standing in the very same area, in fact very close to Shahi Jama Masjid, where the survey team, after the court order, had come to survey the particular property, and then the clash was witnessed in fact in this area where we are learning about 3 deaths. As of now, the situation is peaceful, and in fact, I am trying to show you the visuals where you are seeing the heavy deployment of UP police. Since morning, senior officers of UP police as well as the district administration are visiting the particular spot, and they are somewhere trying to maintain peace and harmony of the area. Senior people of the area, had a meeting. In fact, the peace committee meeting happened yesterday, and it was made very clear by UP police that whosoever will be involved in any sort of activity will not be spared. At least 20 people have been detained, and we are learning that police as of now is investigating as to if it was a larger conspiracy. They are also checking the mobile phones of those who are detained to see if it was a pre-planned thing or it was a sudden mobilization. In fact, this was the same route where this clash broke out yesterday, and in fact we have seen the videos on social media, and we know the kind of things that happened. But as of now, as precautionary measure, administration has banned the mobile internet services here in this particular area. These shops are closed, but we have been told that there is no restriction on shops. In fact, on Monday, it is the general practice in this particular area that people generally don't open their shops. As of now, it has been made very clear that the area is peaceful, and whosoever will try to disturb the peace and harmony of this area will not be spared. 3 people were killed and several others were injured after the protester clashed with UP police personnel here in Sambal area. I'm standing at the very same Shahi Jama Masjid, and you can see the police deployment as of now. The situation is peaceful as of now, and senior officials from UP police and in fact senior officers from the administration have been visiting the area, and in fact it has been made very clear that whosoever will be involved in any sort of activity like what happened on Sunday will not be spared. In fact, we have been learning that more than 20 people have been detained as of now, and in fact the police is investigating as to if it was a part of larger conspiracy. As of now, additional SP Amroha has gone inside, and you can see the police deployment. There senior officers of the UP police are present. PAC has been deployed in the area. In fact,
welcome back. On Saturday, when the BJP was celebrating its mammoth victory in Maharashtra, the Maha Tsunami, it lost 3 bypolls in Karnataka. It stood out as a sore thumb. All 3 seats were won by the Congress, despite significant anti-incumbency against the Congress within just 18 months of coming to power. Now, what is worse is in 2 out of those 3 seats, the sons of 2 former chief ministers, H.D. Kumaraswamy's son Nikhil lost from the safe seat of Channapatna, which his father had represented for multiple terms, and in Shiggaon, former chief minister Basavaraj Bommai's son Bharat Bommai came second. Now, the BJP Karnataka unit is under scrutiny for its failure to mount a robust campaign and to unseat the Congress from those 3 seats. It's an organizational and strategic lapse, many say. There are calls from within the BJP to oust BY Vijayendra, the state chief. So has the BJP's political capital taken a hit in that state of Karnataka?
ನಮಗೂ ಬಿಜೆಪಿಗೆ ಇಂಥ ಹೀನಾಯ ಸೋಲು ನಿಜಕ್ಕೂ ನಾವು ನಿರೀಕ್ಷೆ ಮಾಡಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ.
All right, so Bhavya Narasimhamurthy of the Congress is joining us. Ajay Alok will be back with us from the BJP. Bhavya Narasimhamurthy, for the last 18 months, all we've heard about the Congress government in Karnataka is either CM and DCM are fighting, or Siddaramaiah is under siege from ministers in his own government, or this whole financial crunch. In fact, during the Maharashtra campaign, Mr. Kharge even said that Congress should not have been promising so much in Karnataka. And yet, here are these 3 bypolls. 2 of those 3 sons of former chief ministers are fighting, and the Congress wins all 3. So has Siddaramaiah now fortified his position?
This is a mandate the people of Karnataka have given us. The government, the current Congress government, under the chief ministership of Siddaramaiah. Our 5 guarantees are actually reaching the people, and this just shows how happy they are with our guarantees. No matter how much they try to put our leaders down and try to tarnish their image by lying, starting from the Prime Minister to all the ministers here, the President of BJP, and even Janardhan Reddy in Sandur, it did not work. People of Karnataka are dignified enough to understand politics is not always about personal attacks. We Congress people, we always spoke about the development and our achievements and what we are planning to do to the people, whether it was during the assembly elections last year. Even then, we spoke about our 5 guarantees and nothing more, nothing less.
So Ajay Alok, the BJP has been saying ever since Mr. Siddaramaiah came to power, it's only a matter of time. It's CM versus DCM. Ultimately, DK Shivakumar wants the kursi. Then we've heard this narrative that, Congress can't keep its guarantees. It's just making all these false promises. And yet, these 3 bypolls, Ajay Alok, two out of those 3 bypolls. Let me ask Ajay Alok that. 2 out of those 3 seats, sons of former chief ministers were fighting. Nikhil Kumaraswamy, son of H.D. Kumaraswamy, he lost. And Bharat Bommai, son of Basavaraj Bommai, he lost. So clearly something is amiss in the state unit of the BJP there, Ajay Alok.
Well, we are introspecting that why we lost in Karnataka, because the anger among people against this Congress government, you can see everywhere in Bangalore and in other parts of Karnataka, where they have grossly failed on their promises by increasing the petrol and diesel prices, increasing the electricity prices. All the guarantees have gone to the drain. But still then, we respect the mandate of the people with full humility and will definitely introspect that what led to this loss. But at the same time, other bypolls we have won handsomely, like Uttarakhand, like Bihar, like UP, in all the Assam, all the places we have won. So Karnataka we have lost. Definitely the party is going to do the introspection.
One assessment
and we are with the people of Karnataka. We are with the farmers of the Karnataka who have done suicide, more than 1,500 in Karnataka.
Is from one of your own leaders, a gentleman by name Mr. Yatnal. He's one of your senior leaders in the state. He's on a yatra to demolish the Waqf board, abolish the Waqf board in the state, and to reclaim temples. Now, this is not officially sanctioned by the state unit. The state unit president came to Delhi, pleaded with the central leadership saying, why is he taking out a yatra? And now Mr. Yatnal says, why we lost those 3 seats is because of adjustment politics by the state leadership of your party. What do you have to say about that?
See, in every state and in a national party like BJP, in every state you have different view of thoughts, and they can express their thinking. There is nothing wrong in it. As far as taking out a yatra, well, in an individual capacity, anyone can take out a yatra, and maybe the state unit does not endorse it. For example, Giriraj Singh took out a Hindu Ekta yatra with Bageshwar Baba. The state unit never endorsed it, neither the central unit, but Giriraj Singh took out his yatra, and we had no objections with that. The same case here in Karnataka. Against the Waqf bid, against the Waqf, a movement is building all across the country. So people are free to do that. So
Bhavya, I mean, again, the Waqf issue, the state government, your state government had to withdraw notices issued to some 40 odd farmers in Bijapura. Mr. Alok is saying there is enough anger, there is enough anti-incumbency. 3 bypolls do not reflect that anti-incumbency. After all, BJP has won bypolls in other states, in UP, Uttarakhand, in Assam, etc.
Whether it is Sandur, Shiggaon or Channapatna, all 3 assemblies are in Karnataka. The people there are also beneficiaries of our guarantees. There are farmers in all the 3 assemblies because all of these 3 are rural areas. One. The second point is when you, instead of, BJP sorting their inner fights, they keep attacking the guarantees that Congress party has given the people of Karnataka. I think that is where they are going wrong.
No, but is it
the same Yatnal that you were talking about?
No, isn't Mr. Kharge your national president? He's the one who said that Congress should not have promised so many guarantees.
Yeah, but we are keeping up our promises, right? No matter what, we are keeping up our promises. Whether it is Shakti Yojana, free buses or 2,000 rupees to all the women, none of it has been stopped. We are keeping up our promises. People are the beneficiaries of this. But I would like to address one thing, make a point here. When it comes to Yatnal, the inner fights between them, if you remember, he had laid some allegations about his own party ministers that they had, there was corruption of thousands of crores during COVID against his own party ministers. And once he even went to an extent to say for a CM post, the BJP, central BJP takes 2,500 crores.
No. So these are allegations. The only reason I brought in the Yatnal question was because he seems to be on a yatra of his own. He's attacking the state leadership of the BJP. He believes that they are the ones who are responsible for this bypoll. Ajay Alok, who will be held accountable? At the end of the day, you ask questions of Rahul Gandhi, every election he loses, why is he not being held accountable? Same can be asked about your state unit in Karnataka also. You lost in 2022 quite badly. Now you're losing again 3 bypolls. Sons of 2 former chief ministers were part of those 3, and yet you lost. So somebody needs to be held accountable for it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Zakka. And see, Zakka, we are a very organized party, and every place is accountable for whether the win or the loss. It's always accountable. And definitely the central leadership is going to ask the state leadership to submit the full report, and we'll take action according to it. There is no doubt about it. But one thing you always need to know, if the guarantee by any political party is a perfect guarantee from state going bankrupt, then better to stay away from those guarantees, what we have seen in Himachal, now what we are seeing in Karnataka, and off to then Telangana.
Okay,
If the
we'll
political
see.
party
We'll see how that
guarantee
plays
becomes a
out,
guarantee.
because I guess at least from the evidence of these three bypolls, it seems like the voters of Karnataka have bought into the narrative or the ability of the Siddaramaiah government to keep those guarantees. That, at least that's what the Congress is claiming. But one thing is clear: the Indian voter is so fascinating and complex. On the same day that Maharashtra voted so unidirectionally, almost 234 to the Mahayuti and 132 to the BJP, 3 seats which the BJP should have won in Karnataka have gone the other way. So surely it's an experiment. It's something that the BJP also needs to introspect. That's a wrap. Hard facts coming up with Rahul Shivshankar.
Viewers, whether it's Ayodhya, Kashi or Mathura or any other temple that certain Hindu groups believe has been encroached upon by